I was out of it, and couldn't bring myself to do anything until dinner except stare blankly into space. Yeah, that meeting with Rena surely would make you sleepless for another night. Was I terrified from Rena going off on me? No, that's not right. There was someone else who only looked like Rena. And who could it have been? Hmm. Surely something to think of. But yeah, I guess with this, it tells us that Rena and the rest, they are surely hiding something from us. Rena specifically has some intense emotions about keeping secrets and all. And she surely does not want Keiichi to know anything about what is going on. Again, I would like to see that Onigafuchi swamp myself and see what it's like there. And we definitely could talk to Oishi a little bit more, but we gotta be careful, otherwise Rena is gonna be pissed. Knowing that that was someone else, not Rena. So tomorrow I shouldn't have a problem talking to Rena like I usually do. That thought was strangely comforting. And I concluded that I should just calm down and clear my head. Yeah. Maybe. Well, first things first, you should definitely calm yourself a little bit over here. Wash your face, take a few deep breaths, maybe take a little bit of a nap, and we shall see what tomorrow is gonna be like. I'm definitely gonna take some time to think myself about all this in the meantime. Though those thoughts continued swirling around my mind. Finally, I returned to my senses as I heard my mother calling out to me from the bottom of the stairs. A call from the bookstore, Mom? Bookstore? Can't think of why they call me. I went downstairs and picked up the receiver anyway. Oh. Okay then. Alright. A little bit of a disguise over here. Sure thing. Is there something wrong?
大石さんじゃないですか。
ごめんなさいね。ご両親が出られたので、本屋さんということにしておきました。警察ですって名乗ると、いろいろ気分を害されるでしょうしね。
Indeed. Oishi-san was, in his own way, rather courteous. Even so, I didn't want my parents hearing me talk to the police. I brought the cordless phone with me as I dashed back to my room on the second floor.
夜分遅くにすみませんですね。実は昨日渡した電話番号のメモ、あれ古い番号だったんです。本当に申し訳ない。
Old number. Are you kidding me?
これから申し上げる番号を控えておいてもらえますか。
あ、はい。
Why would he give his old number? Was it really just an accident, or did he do that on purpose?
どうぞ。
He gave me a number for his direct line as I wrote it down. Maybe it's a security thing. Like, he's not gonna respond directly to that old phone. But Oishi gave Keiichi that old number in case Keiichi was gonna tell somebody about that old number, so that Oishi would not be contacted through that phone number by somebody else. So now that some time has passed, he is gonna give us his new number, kind of like a two-way authentication thing, at least. And that's what I believe in some way. I don't know. I thought that was the end of it, but he began making pointless small talk, and it was pretty hard to hang up.
さて、どうでしょう、前原さん。何か変わったことはありましたか。
I see. And this was the real reason. He really beat around the bush here. His adult conversational skills left me slack-jawed.
大石さんは ここの地元の方ですか？
ええ、そうです。生まれも育ちも沖宮ですよ。
Hmm. If he's from around here, he might know.
大石さん、鬼隠しって何のことか知ってますか？
それはですね、人が鬼にさらわれ、忽然といなくなってしまうことなんです。このあたり独特の言い回しですね。
Hmm. Does it have something to do with people vanishing through Onigafuchi?
世間様で言う神隠しと同じ意味です。
Whereas my friends would say they didn't know when I asked. The solar man gave me a direct answer. Maybe a bit happy that he answered me directly without trying to hide anything.
Hinamizawa は、前原さんにこんなこと言っていいんでしょうか。
もったいぶらないでくださいよ。大石さんが言わないなら、俺も何も言いませんよ。
ああ、いやいや、そういう意味じゃないんですよ。ただ気を悪くされないかと思いましてね。実はですね、hinamizawaはその昔、鬼の住む里って呼ばれて恐れられていたんですよ。
Hmm. Is that so?
鬼って地獄にいる金棒を持った
というよりは人食い鬼ですな。
The handsome types as well.
里に降りてきて人をさらって食い散らかしてしまう。なんて怖い昔話があるんですよ。
Demons snatching up people is what this onikakushi really means.
たたりと鬼隠しは一緒に起こるって言ってましたけど、どういうことですか？
I already knew about the mysterious deaths happening 5 years in a row. But I didn't know there were people disappearing for those same 5 years. The curse and being demon the way happened together?
それは初めて聞きました。そうなんですか、前原さん。
それは俺が聞きたいですよ。
I mean, you would assume that.
レナとミオンが話してたんです。お社様のたたりなら必ずたたりと鬼隠しが起こるって。
Oishi-san began hemming and hawing on the other end of the receiver. Maybe something about that came to mind?
前原さん、最初の事件ご存知ですよね。
The dismemberment.
バラバラ殺人。
ええ、6人の犯人のうち1人はまだ逃走中なんですよね。
例えばそれ、逃走中じゃなく鬼隠しにあったんじゃないでしょうかね。
Well, it was said that he fell in the Onigafuchi. And that is where the arm would be as well, if he ran away with it. Huh? It was an outrageous hypothesis from Oishi-san. The incident 4 years ago was that particular ghastly one. The police already knew the perpetrators, so they posted tons of wanted posters with his face on them. They staked out various locations and investigated every possible escape route he had. But after 4 years, there wasn't even a hint of where he might be. Unless the police were completely incompetent. Oh. That's talking from experience, yeah. Even if it was an outrageous hypothesis, I couldn't simply laugh it off.
じゃあその翌年の事故はどうです？誘致派の男と妻が一緒に事故死したんですよね。
実はですね、正式には事故死したのは夫だけなんです。妻は死体が上がりませんでしたから。現行法では死体が発見されない限り行方不明扱いなんですよ。
And the time of the incident, with the river below the cliff being muddy rapids. The police divers had searched every branch of the main stream of the river for dozens of miles, but in the end they weren't able to find her body.
でも死体が見つからないだけで亡くなったんですよね。鬼隠しとは違うんじゃないですか？
死体が出ない以上亡くなったとは言えません。
True.
法律で定めた年月が過ぎるまで生存扱いなんです。
I'm not sure if it was right to call that being deemed away. The wife is missing. At least, that part was reality.
3年目はどうなんですか？神主は病死、妻は自殺ですよ。
前原さん、実はね、これも全く同じなんですよ。
And the wife had supposedly thrown herself into the bottomless swamp deep in the forest around Hinamizawa. Meaning it's all circumstantial evidence. And they simply found her suicide note in front of the swamp. The diver was able to recover a few of her articles, but they weren't able to find the body. The investigative headquarters believed that she had faked her death and was still alive somewhere.
これらを鬼隠しと呼んでいいかちょっとわかりませんがね、前原さんの言う通り、確かに毎年一人行方不明になっています。
今年の事件では富武さんの連れの女の人が行方不明。じゃあ去年の主婦の撲殺事件はどうです？
I wonder if it has something to do with the housewife's son.
誰か行方不明になりましたか？確か犯人は逮捕されたんですよね。
ええ、逮捕されてます。以前に逮捕歴もあるやつでしてね、別件で取り調べ中に犯行を自供してます。ですがですね、犯人逮捕からしばらくして被害者宅の子供が行方不明になったんです。
I see. So I was right. And that child, more than likely, is Satoshi, isn't it?
犯罪に巻き込まれたのかどうなのか、現在も捜査してます。
だって犯人は捕まったんですよね。それともその仲間が？
さあ、多分単独犯だと思います。もっとも今では確かめようもないんですよ。実はその男、取り調べ中に拘置所内でお亡くなりになっちゃいまして。
He swallowed a spork and choked to death. It's not known whether it was an accident or suicide.
つまり過去5年間必ず死者と行方不明者が一人ずつ出ているわけなんですよね。
It is a pretty interesting thing. Unless we're talking about suicide here, this perpetrator sure is going around places. Because, remember, one of the couples was outside Hinamizawa. And then they died on that observatory. And now we have this person in cell who died right there. How would the perpetrator get there? Unless food was poisoned at some point.
そうなります。いえね、私も驚いていますよ。こんな共通項には気づきませんでした。
I couldn't believe that this could help lead to the closing of those incidents. It was just something they had in common.
例えば鬼隠しにあって失踪した人には何か共通点があるとか。
Oichi-san mumbled, and he seemed to be thinking about it. So I summarized the events.
1年目はダムの作業員、2年目は誘致派の男の妻、3年目は神主の妻、4年目は被害者宅の子供で、5年目は交際相手かな。
Yeah. A common link between all of them disappearing under mysterious circumstances.
特につながりはなさそうだし。
1年目はともかく、妻とか交際相手とかそういう人が目立ちますな。
It does seem like there are a lot. And that means the fourth year's victim's child was different. Whenever it stood out if it would have really stood out if it were all married couples. Except it's not just married couples. but parents and children as well. Come to think of it, I believe Tomitake-san also told me the younger brother is alive and has moved, if I recall correctly. I wonder.
4年目に行方不明になった子供ってどんなだったんですか？
おとなしい感じの方だったらしいです。年はあなたの一つ上です。名前は北条聡さん。
Hojo.
え？サトシ？
Hojo. I remembered that name. Didn't they tell me Satoshi transferred out last year? Huh, so I was right. With that odd feeling of Satoshi and Satoko having similar names. Satoshi Hojo, Satoko Hojo. Huh.
あなたの学校に去年まで通っていました。話を聞いていませんか？
To think of it, when I transferred in, I believe they said my seat belonged to a recent transfer student. And where I sat once belonged to the one who was demoned away. It was his seat? Man. And with the name Satoshi on that card, kinda makes you feel that he was part of the old group as well, together with the girls. And he just mysteriously vanished. And Cage over here just outright replaced him. Even his seat. I recall the cold sensation that came from the desk. It made my hair stand on end. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I did feel a little bit of a chill, like on the back of my head a little bit there. That's the first time for Higurashi. When I heard that it was Satoshi Hojo. Yeah, the string of mysterious deaths. No. Oyashiro-sama's curse. I now knew how I connected to me. That chilling sensation. It was the feeling of Oyashiro-sama caressing the back of my neck. And I guess in that case, caressing the back of my neck as well. The bone part, not the skin. Because I don't have any skin or meat. Yo!
お社様のたたりか。
Could Oyashiro-sama's curse really exist? In all honesty, I was beginning to believe it. And I was scared. And that was why I wanted to say it was a plot crafted by a man and not the work of a curse. But the more I dug into it, the less likely that seemed. No, the more I dug, the more mysterious it became. And the number of people that died or are missing just keeps piling on and on. Huh. If I kept digging, eventually, I'd reach the point where I learned something I really should know. To either be none the wiser, or to seek an answer I may regret. Which one would I be happier with? Well, it is gonna be a struggle. Surely is gonna be a struggle. But we are gonna go for the latter one. To reach our own answer. Maybe it'll be next time. My execution can only be delayed for 1 year. That was when I remembered. Rena. Rena said she may be the next victim of the curse.
竜宮レナさんがですか？去年転校されてきた前原さんのクラスメートですよね。女の子には刺激の強い事件ばかりです。怖がるのも無理ないんじゃないでしょうかね。
It wasn't that. She said it might be her next. She said it in a way that made me think she had a concrete reason behind it.
もっと確信じみたものだったように思います。なんていうのか、その。
She was frightened. A certain change in demeanor. And that someone who looked like Rena, but wasn't Rena. That might be unrelated. All the strange things that I felt from Rena today came back to me.
そうですか。では、こちらでも少し調べてみます。前原さんも少し竜宮さんの様子に注意してあげてください。
それはレナを見張れってことですか？
そんな意味ではありませんよ、前原さん。お友達が次の被害者にならないよう少し気にしてあげてほしいということです。
At that moment, just as my mouth was agape because I was so impressed with his mature, clever way with words. Who is it? A sudden knock at the door sent my heart racing. In an instant, I had pointlessly covered up the end of the receiver.
Keiichi, ちょっとここを開けてくれ。
Oh? What is it, Dad? On the other side of the door, I heard my father's oddly upbeat voice. What could it be? It's so late.
すみません、親父が来ました。今夜はこれくらいでいいですか？
ええ、夜分遅くに本当に申し訳ありませんでしたね。何かわかりましたら教えてください。
Yeah, sure thing.
こちらも進展がありましたらご報告しますよ。では失礼します。
ケイイチ、早く開けてくれ。父さん、両手が塞がってるんだ。
Alright, Dad. Right now. What is Dad doing? I stayed in the same position while on the phone the whole time, so my joints were aching. Alright. When I opened the door, I saw my father was standing there with a tray. On that tray, cookies and 2 cups of black tea. Fairly fancy spread for our household. There was even sugar and lemon slices on the side. Everything you could ask for. This was quite a show of hospitality. How come, Dad?
何父さん、それ何のつもりだよ。
もうはぐらかすなよ、ケイイチ。入るぞ。
Dad was in high spirits and had a smirk on his face. But for my entire life, I've never seen him act this hospitable. What had gotten into him?
で、何の話をしてたんだ？
I jumped. It's not something I had to keep from my father. Well, actually, more than likely is. But how could I explain to him I was talking to a detective, and assuming he was, this late at night?
別に何も。友達だよ。
Keiichi was just talking to his girlfriend, Rena.
電話の話じゃなくて、来てたんだろう、今。レナちゃんが。
Rena?
来てないよ。
もうごまかさなくたっていいぞ。さっきレナちゃんが遊びに来てたじゃないか。だいぶ話し込んでるみたいだったからお茶でもって思ったらすれ違いだったんだよ。
I had no idea what Dad was talking about. Alright. I have a sneaking suspicion that Rena is hiding somewhere in the house, and she more than likely heard the conversation between Keiichi and Oishi. We gotta be careful. A cold sweat dripped down my back.
どのくらい話し込んでたかな。
レナちゃんが2階に上がったのが半くらいだったから小1時間くらいかな。
2階に上がったの父さん見たの？
ああ、見たよ。ケイイチの部屋は階段を上がって奥の扉だよって声もかけた。
I see. So you prepared all this good stuff for us, since you more than likely thought that the both of us were here. When I came to my house about an hour ago. Like an hour ago. Dad met her at the door and called out to me on the 2nd floor. The thing is, though, you're telling me that you just came with the food like an hour later? You gotta be kidding me, Dad. Like how long it takes for you to make that? I probably didn't hear him because I was so focused on my conversation with Oisho-san. I didn't reply, but he knew I was in my room, so she had her come inside. then told her my room was on the second floor. She thanked my dad and went upstairs. And then about an hour passed. She passed by my bed just as he was bringing up tea and left. She came upstairs and about an hour passed, then passed by my dad and returned home. Then, after she came upstairs, and until she left, where was Rena? There's only a short hallway between my room and the stairs, meaning Rena had, for about an hour, in the hall. No. She couldn't have been standing in front of my door all that time. The door to my room wasn't particularly thick. I could easily hear everything being said inside. All the unsettling and unguarded things I spoke to Oishi-san about began rushing through my head. Yep, everything they said could be overheard by Rena.
お父さん、あまりからかっちゃダメよ。それよりアトリエを片付けて。またこぼすわよ。
Mom yelled up at Dad from downstairs. Dad left the tray with me and went downstairs with a disappointed Choro. Alright, well, don't be disappointed, Dad. Keiichi and Rena, they're having a wonderful time. No need to worry. I followed my dad out of the room with my eyes. I looked down at the floor around the doorway where Rena might have stood all that time. Just now, I was talking to Oishi-san, with my back turned. And Rena was standing a mere 6 feet away. The whole time? Alright, let's just close the door here a little bit. Alright, Rena, where are you hiding? Ooh! Oh! All that time, in this dimly lit doorway. What did she see? What did she hear? For what reason? As the steam from the 2 teacups ominously wafted and twisted, the aroma of black tea filled my room. A notice from the police chief. Alrighty then. July 1st, 1982. Alright, that was last year. The departments 1 through 12. Ex-Prefectural Police Headquarters. Director General X. To the Chief Constable and all facility managers. Regarding cases situated in the Hinamizawa village. Notice. As cases in Shishibuane City, Hinamizawa village have been reported by certain sections of mass media. It has drawn global attention, which is causing serious repercussions for the local residents. This has become a very serious situation. To protect the livelihood and prosperity of the residents, the following notice has been issued. 1. Designate the following criminal investigations as classified. Okinomiya Station 1982 Case Number X. Hinamizawa Village Housewife Murder, dated June X. Okinomiya Station 1982 Case Number X. Hinamizawa Village Student Disappearance, dated June X. Non-disclosure of information. Okinomiya Station 1979 Case Number X. Hinamizawa Village Side Foreman Murder, dated June X. Shira Station 1980 Case Number X. Shiwakawa Natural Park Falling Incident, dated June X. Shiwakawa. Okinomiya Station 1982 Case Number X. Hinamizawa Village Shinto Priest's Wife Disappearance, dated June X. Requesting self-restraint from each organization concerning the release of sensitive information. Please see attached reference materials 1, 2, and 3. Management. X Prefecture Police Headquarters. Internal Line X. Police Affairs Department XX. Alright. Guess so. A little bit of a summary there of the murders. Rayness and a headache. Not a very nice way to start the day.
どうしたの？ケイチ、今朝は顔色悪いわよ。昨夜は何時に寝たの？
It seemed that my mom had noticed my soul state. It's nothing, Mom. Just, you know, getting used to the Hinamizawa village. Getting used to us moving here, and I guess only now I finally caught us the fatigue. Yesterday I kept on waking up in the middle of the night. Without a doubt, I felt a presence. I felt the presence of someone standing in front of my door. Told myself repeatedly that it was my imagination, and forced myself to try and sleep. Except, not being able to stand it, I gathered up my courage and opened the door. Of course, there wasn't anyone there. I think I did this 3 times throughout the night. Or maybe I just didn't remember doing it any more than that. Even though I was able to get to the breakfast table without incident, I still didn't feel at ease.
風邪かもしれない。なんだか食欲ないんだ。
あら、ちょっと熱あるんじゃない？どうする？学校行ける？
Technically, I did go to a school, but it was mostly self-study. It wouldn't matter much if I missed a day, would it? Oh. But then you're gonna ruin your perfect record, your perfect attendance. It could have been that I hadn't been feeling well for the last few days because I really did have a cold. If I took some medicine and got a good day of rest, I might be able to greet everyone with a smile tomorrow. Oh? Startled, I looked back and forth between the entrance and the clock. It was 10 minutes later than when I usually met up with Rena. In which case, it would more than likely be Rena checking up on you since you are late. It was Rena.
レナちゃん迎えに来ちゃったけど、どうする？お休みする？
Rena was a good girl. She might be somewhat quirky, but she was certainly cute. The lunches she made were delicious, and she always looked out for me. Yeah, you know, from the times you spent with the girls, I could definitely see how it all means to you, Keiichi. Like all those times that you spent together up until this point. Like all the fun you had. It is all nice. Why should I be so scared of something like that? It wasn't Rena's fault. It's probably mine. Yeah, it had to have been my cold. Yeah, it just had to be.
休む。ごめん。
じゃあ、母さんが断ってきてあげるわね。
Mom headed off to the door. I would have to pass by the entrance to get back to my room. I didn't have the nerve to meet with Rena, so I wrapped myself in a blanket on the sofa and closed my eyes. And I was so sleep-deprived I quickly fell into a deep slumber. Alright. I only intended to lie down for a bit, but it was almost noon when I woke up. I called out to my parents, but they didn't seem to be around. On the table, I found lunch prepared and a note. Mom and Dad had apparently driven off to somewhere far away. It likely had to do with Dad's work. This happened every so often, so it wasn't that unusual. They would be back for dinner, but they might be a bit late. On the note, it said, "The insurance card is in the cabinet. Take it and go to the hospital." There was also a well-drawn map to the hospital. Oh. Thank you, Mom and Dad. That's right. I hadn't been there before, so I didn't know exactly where it was. I had a light lunch, although it really was just leftovers from the morning, and just in case, went to the hospital. Normally, I have never been here in the middle of the hot weekday. Just walking around like this had me feeling guilty. It was an odd feeling. Following my mom's map, I took a road I usually never used. After walking for a bit, the hospital sign came into view. Alrighty then. Oh. The Ariakey clinic was written rather stylishly on the sign. Okay, well, this is a good place as well. The clinic wasn't very big, but based on the scale of the rest of Hinamizawa, it was far too grand. There was a parking lot and even a reserved spot for buses. They must be making a mint. I spaced out in the air-conditioned waiting room until it was my turn to be seen.
前原さん、診察室へどうぞ。
After half-heartedly answering all the chatty doctor's questions, he responded with old, it's probably a cold. They gave me a shot and 3 days worth of medicine. I thought it was a little overboard, but if it would clear away the gloomy feeling I'd been having lately, then it was worth it. Alrighty then. I settled the bill and took a quick trip to the washroom. As I was leaving, I overheard a conversation between some elderly people who seemed to be regulars at the clinic. Of course, I had no intention of eavesdropping. If it just wasn't for that word.
やっぱり鬼隠しかいね。
どうかね。まだまだ若い子だけや。
The woman that worked at the Ariakey clinic.
駆け落ちかもしられへん。どこの誰とよ。季節のたびに東京もんが来ちょったろ。でっけえカメラ持った若者が。あれと仲が良きゃったって話。知られへんの
Were they talking about Tomitake-san? Feel my ears perking up.
そら知らんけど。でも、普通駆け落ちっても仁義あるだろう。書き置きとか辞表とか書かんかいね。
すったらん書かんから駆け落ち言うんね。わきゃ看護師さんの顔見られんようなるんは寂しいね。
No.
高野さんはしっかり者よ。どこへ行ってもやっていけろん。
So her name was Takano-san. Yeah, indeed. That woman with Tomitake. She worked at this clinic? Oyashiro-sama's shadow was following me everywhere I went. I started listening more closely, but they began talking about fishing and it didn't seem like they were going to revisit the topic. I gave up and left. Thus, even though I was separated from the daily monotony of school, I wasn't able to escape from Oyashiro-sama's shadow. But of course, Oyashiro-sama was the guardian deity of this place, of Hinamizawa. As long as I wasn't Hinamizawa, I wouldn't be able to escape. True. It surely feels rooted into the people's culture around here, so you're going to be hearing it a lot. Maybe it was because I was walking outside. But my appetite had suddenly returned. Alright. Well, let's go back home, champ. I'm sure that we can find some food that we can eat. And then we can spend some time together, like you and me. The boys. I might as well buy a snack with change from the examination fee on the way home. I mean, you know, spending time like 24/7, 27/7 with the girls, it's all good, champ, but no. Might as well have like a little company with some male person around here. Just the two of us. Contemplating that, I turned into a familiar street. At the moment, I heard a car horn abruptly honk behind me. Oh, was I really walking so far into the middle of the road where I'd be in a car's way? I moved farther to the side, but the horn was still honking at me. I turned around, peeved. Oh, Oishi.
こんにちは。
It was Oishi-san. He stepped out of his car, AC on full blast, and waved at me.
今日はどうしたんです？学校はお休みですか？
I guess you can say that.
ちょっと体調悪かったんで、今日は休みました。
It is Keiichi's day off.
お昼を買って帰ろうとしてたところです。
そりゃよかった。実は私、お昼に行こうとしてたんですよ。ああ、お体に触るようでしたら構いませんよ。
I was just going to lie down after going home anyway. And I didn't really have a cold.
地元の食堂だと嫌でしょう。町まで行きましょう。ちょっと走りますがよろしいですかな。私、おいしいお店知ってるんですよ。
I finally began to understand Oishi-san's roundabout way of saying things. He probably wanted to talk to me about stuff that would be difficult to discuss while in Hinamizawa. I went with Oishi-san, riding in his frigid car. It was almost as if the bright sunlight outside was a lie. Yeah. And we're back inside the car with air conditioning. Oh, yeah. You know, it is pretty interesting how the dynamics have changed at the flip of a switch in just one day or so. It's like yesterday we were just having so much fun with the girls, and we just met you, Oishi. And now, in just one day, we're just avoiding contact with our friends, and we're fighting some recluse with you, Oishi-san, in your AC air-conditioned car. Which, you know what, it is funny that, like, at first I see you as this serious man and all that, but when I go on Discord, oh, what do I see? So, you really like that air conditioning, huh?
昨べは遅くまですみませんでしたね。ご家族に怒られませんでしたか。
いえ。
I recalled Rena, who had been listening to the phone conversation all that time, separating from me by just a door. Even now, in the brightness of the sunlight, the thought still creeped me out. You know, I've been thinking, we've had so much connection made between Mion and the instance, Satoko and the instance, even Rika. I have yet to find out if something happened in regards to Rena. Of course, since she is newer in the village, I guess it makes sense that she's the least bit related to this. But the point is, when you think that she's the least related to all this, she is the forefront of all this spooky stuff that is happening to Keiichi. You'd think that if somebody were to be so affected by all this and wants us to shut the fuck up and not talk about all this, it would be someone like Mion, for example. When a big bump that jolted the car, the road connecting to the sea changed from dirt to pavement. Ah, the road pavement. My head swiveled back with a sudden realization. Nah, that's right. This was where Tomitake-san died.
富武さんの捜査は暗礁に乗り上げています。
Oishi-san spoke while peering at me from the corner of his eye.
自分の爪で喉をかき破るという異常さから、幻覚作用のある何らかの薬物によるものだと信じているのですが、こういう症状、それも急激に引き起こす薬物はなかなかないらしいんです。
A drug that could cause that to happen so suddenly. It is extremely hard to come by, you say.
もちろん、検視解剖もそれを念頭に置いて十分に行ったのですが、手がかりはやはりありませんでした。
漫画なんかによくあるじゃないですか。体内に取り込まれると分解したりして、証拠が何も残らないなんて、そんな薬。
ありますよ。演歌作詞、何でしたっけ。まあ、結構あります。でもですね、 富武さんのような症状を引き起こす薬物にはそういうものはないそうなんですよ。
じゃあ警察は富武さんはたたりで死んだってそう言うんですか？